This video isn't sponsored by Kirkland Sparkling Water, but it could be. Hit me up, Costco. Let's see if we can do it again. We're just gonna tap him a little bit. We're gonna tap him, we're gonna tap him, we're gonna attack him. Oppressive Darkness, Witherhoard, Nova. We're gonna jump in here with the sword. Look at that, he's immune, and that's half health. And how long? That's like 5 seconds. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Teeks, aka the YouTuber who is taller than his hairline. And today we're going to be looking at Witherhoard versus Ruinous Effigy. So looking at each exotic, Witherhoard is a breach-loaded grenade launcher, creates blights, and will blight enemies upon direct impact, doing continuous damage. Ruinous Effigy is probably one of the most unique and creative exotics to come out in Destiny in a very long time. Ruinous Effigy is an energy slot trace rifle that, when an enemy is defeated, turns that enemy into an energy ball or transmute something sphere. It's a ball of energy. It does lots of damage. It can be used in 3 ways. It can swipe like a sword, it can slam for huge damage, and a guard ability that creates a cloud around you that absorbs adds and kills them. So these weapons are very different, and their utility is also very different as well. But which one should you run, and how should you build your loadout around each weapon? Well, let's jump into some builds and find out. By the way, if you guys have a build idea, please leave it in the comments down below and subscribe for future videos like this with a bunch of memes, a bunch of fun, and let's get going. All right, so starting off with my Witherhoard build, we are gonna be running bottom tree Voidwalker. That way we can take advantage of Devour, Feed the Void, where you can pop Devour by holding your grenade button, as well as Insatiable. When the Devour effect is active, killing enemies extends its duration and recharges your grenade. Obviously, we're gonna be running Witherhoard up at the top. I do have the Catalyst completely leveled and ready to go. That creates an auto reload feature. That way, when that weapon is stowed, it reloads for you. I did get a better roll on my Gnawing Hunger than the God Roll PvE Gnawing Hunger that I put out before, which, by the way, the link will be up in the top right hand corner. This one has Subsistence and Rampage. I am throwing an anti-barrier mod on it just so I can get through nights, as well as my Falling Guillotine. On the armor side, we are going to be running a couple mods in particular that you're going to want to be running. Is ammo finders for sword. I have Radiant Light on there, that way I get my melee back faster, and impact induction, that way I get that grenade back faster. But one of the most important mods to have on is going to be Lucent Blade, that way you get that bonus sword damage while charged with light. So we are running grenade launcher reserves, that way I have more ammo for my Witherhoard. In addition to that, we are also running Taking Charged, where I become charged with light by picking up orbs of light as my teammates generate them. Now, I do have on Transversive Steps. You could substitute this with another exotic if you felt that would be more comfortable. I just love my Transversive Steps, and they worked out in this build. I am running Traction for a little bit better mobility. In addition to that, I am running Enhanced Sword Scavenger, that way I am maxed on sword ammo all the time. And then right here, another important piece to this build is going to be Oppressive Darkness. When you throw a Void Grenade, it adds a debuff to whatever enemy you throw it on, and this is where you get the huge DPS during a boss phase. Now, looking at the Ruinous Effigy build, I do have to give credit to this to Mr. Bait Your Teammates himself, the young god Apathettic. He calls this build King of the Deep, and a video detailing how he put this build together will be in the description down below. And I would encourage literally every single one of you to check it out, because this build is absolutely insane. So I'm going to cover it briefly, but for a more in-depth look, again, please check out his video. I did make a few tweaks to his build just to get a little bit more out of it, but all in all, I'm pretty much just doing copy pasta what he did. So taking a look at the King of the Deep, we are going to be staying on bottom tree Voidwalker with Devour. I'm going to be running a Dire Promise with Overflow Rangefinder with an Overload mod on it. We're going to be running, obviously, Ruinous Effigy, as well as the Falling Guillotine, Nezarec Sin, Lucent Blade, very important. I added Taking Charge, Sustained Charge like he said, and Oppressive Darkness like he said, just so I could become charged with light a little bit easier. So we're going to be testing out both builds on the Altars of Sorrow public event on the moon. And first up is the Witherhoard build. Give me your slashy boy. You're a wizard, Harry. Uh-oh. He's a dead lizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what?
totally whiffed that one. We'll get a whiffage in the comments section. We're on tier 5 right now. Looks like our first spoopy boy is gonna spawn up over yonder. Ya yeet. Okay, that ogre is just absolutely getting schmong-dingled. Yikes, we're not gonna talk about those shots right there. So talking about this build so far, there's a lot of pieces to it. And I think one of my favorite parts is that it is pretty balanced, right? A lot of builds for PvE can sway very ad clearing heavy, if that makes sense. But then when it comes to boss damage, you're not keeping up with your the rest of your team. Whereas you've got Witherhoard, which by the way, if you don't have the Witherhoard catalyst, fix that, number 1. Whereas this build, you have Witherhoard, which is great for AoE, so it's ad clearing. If you blight an enemy, it's huge damage, and that's damage that's going on in the background, which is awesome. But also with Charged with Light mods that I have on here and Lucian Blade, you have huge damage. Oppressive Darkness for the Void Grenades. So you've got huge boss damage, you've got huge ad clearing with Subsistence and Witherhoard. So like the whole build works very well with itself in kind of all capacities. The other part of it too, with Devour, is that if used correctly, you are pretty much invincible. Look at these little meme lords trying to get past me. No, none shall pass.
None shall pass. What? None shall pass.
Hey there, Chief. Slide to the right.
Look at he sidestep my shit. What do you mean? Fight! You're so rude. Oh, flew over his head! Let's go, final boss boy. Gimme, gimme, backflip. Yeet. The last time I tried this, we were able to tick the boss down below half before his first immune cycle, which is ridiculous. Let's see if we can do it again. We're just gonna tap him a little bit. We're gonna tap him, we're gonna tap him.
Tap it in. Just tap it in now. Just tap it in.
Tap it in. Just tap it in.
And we're gonna attack him. Oppressive Darkness, Witherhoard, Nova. We're gonna jump in here with the sword. Look at that, he's immune, and that's half health. And how long? That's like 5 seconds ish. Big swing. Yeet, 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 yeet. And you're dead. Perfect. And we still have another stack of Charge with Light. Yeah, yeet. That's gonna go over him. You hate to see it. That should hit. Oppressive Darkness, and you're dead. Smile. I wish I could say maximum effort, but I'd be lying. And that right there is the Witherhoard build. Now it is time for Apathetic's King of the Deep build. I'm very excited to try this out. The video that he put out was absolutely insane. Again, I'm gonna have a link for that down in the description. Please go check that out. He goes very in depth into how this build works and how to get the most out of it. I can't wait. I haven't tested it yet, but it absolutely looks insane. Look at, all right, there he goes. You're a sphere. Hey, how we doing? Hey, how you doing? Big damage slam. Ba-boom. Oh my goodness. By the way, looking over at the left, already charged with light. Big ol' slam. If you like grabbing and holding on to balls, then this is the build for you. Okay, so far I'm noticing one very important thing. If you don't have an orb, your damage output is significantly reduced. Whereas Witherhoard kind of does all the things in one like deal. You know, it's like I'm doing decent damage right now. Yeah, see, like that's decent damage. But right there, I'm noticing that if you don't have an orb, like you're gonna have a bad time. Look at all these guys. Look at all these guys. Hey, how you doing? Look at all this. You can't deal with it. You can't deal. But boom. See, like this is pretty big damage. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that, you know, that's nothing to shrug at. But the other thing that I'm noticing as well is having Witherhoard reload for you is big value. Hey, you want to be a ball? Perfect. You are now a ball. Come here, Chief. There it is. Oof. You hate to see it. Oof. Ouch. You think hitting me hurts. It doesn't, but this does. Later, gamer. When we were doing the Witherhoard build, we were able to tick this boss down to half before he was immune. And I want to say that that was around 5 to 10 seconds. So we're going to tap him. And as soon as he takes damage, Oppressive Darkness, we're going to put this guy, pick it up as a Pepe. Okay. Now, was that the fault of the build or was that the fault of me? Well, you know, jury's out. This team is decidedly not as good as the other one that I ran with earlier. That being said, yaw yeet. We're gonna get in here and get slashing. All right. Give me a ball. You want to hold this? Come here. Hold this for me. Okay, that well needed to be about a foot closer and it would have been perfect. But hey, it worked. Final conclusion for me, my opinion, right? Which, again, I've been wrong in the past. I might be wrong here, but hey, that's what the comment section is for. Final verdict from Le Bald Boy himself. Personally, I think the Witherhoard build was a little bit more effective. I would be interested to see how these builds performed outside of these specific situations, right? Where, let's say, champions are introduced. Try them out. Let me know in the comment section down below if you tried the builds and what you think. Also, let me know if there was anything that you would change to either of these builds. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. If you guys enjoyed it so much that you want to subscribe and see what other stuff this bald head is going to be bringing you, hit that subscribe button down there and toggle that bell on. That way you get a shiny little notification that pops up whenever a video goes up. As always, my friends, I've been Teagues. You have been beautiful. Peace.